My friends, I hope you're doing fantastic. Here is another session and another little bite of inspiration. And I really want you guys to recognize how important these things are, these shots of inspiration, these positive bites to really move your life forward. I have realized throughout my years that it's such a privilege to have the ability to listen to content online or watch content online wherever you are to feed your mind, because we are so disconnected sometimes from one another because of where we live or because of our hobbies or because we want to be with ourselves, so we forget to really hang out with other people. But when we do hang out with other people and we recognize that we need this positivity, we learn a little bit more about ourselves. We learn that light is important, not just because we can see things, but the light to shine a little bit throughout the day so we can see that things a bit brighter becomes eventually something we can't live without. So I want to encourage you today, as this little intro starts, to be seeking light. I don't want this to be any esoteric, any non pragmatic advice, but what I really mean is seek a new perspective. Think of how can you question the way you think, the way you describe stuff, so that you can have a pin like I have here. you know I don't know anything and I'm learning, and I really want you guys to have this beginner's mindset. It's hard to in today's age because, like I have here on my vision board, look, living a passionate life means you need to really question yourself, and you really need to challenge yourself. You need to seek new perspectives, and for that you need to speak to new people, ask new questions, a lot of different things. Don't forget to hydrate, by the way. And you need to have fun. That's what I want to encourage you guys. Have fun with yourselves right where you are. So today's topic has to do a little bit with this kind of foundation, because we streaming are getting into a little bit difficult period, and I want you to recognize hardship for what it is. A lot of us out there will try to brush over difficult emotions, brush over difficult situations, and we will cling to what I call the survival mindset. The survival mindset means you really focus on things which offer you immediate satisfaction. It might be that you are about to do a presentation, and instead of dealing with what you have to do, you will try to have, eat the entire chocolate, or bite your nails and all these different things, instead of dealing with the fact that you maybe didn't prepare enough, or that you didn't practice enough, or instead of just calming yourself down, focusing on a breath. And I want you guys to really recognize a little bit the patterns you have built in your life when it comes down to hardship. And I call it hardship intentionally because I know a lot of people don't like this word. We live in the age where a lot of us want to get things really easy, quick, without really doing too much for it. And that's where we just forget sometimes how we got better throughout difficult situations. And when we focus on recognizing things as they are, we start improving ourselves. So today, I want you to make a little inventory of the situations you are in, every week, and where do you feel the tension coming up for you. Again, this is not an esoteric session, no yoga session. If you need to do yoga, if you're stressed right now, listening to me and listening to this, just go do some yoga, meditate, whatever you need to do, take a couple deep breaths. But I want you kind of to start thinking what tools you need to develop, what tools you can grab so you can start building the better self, the stronger you. And I think this is what we want to talk about here, that positivity and inspiration and all these different things that come to our life are kind of taken for granted, because we think like positivity is just for those that, you know, can afford to be positive. It is for everybody. And I want to encourage you to recognize it like that. So please, in the coming period, whether that's this year, the coming, 2, 5, 10, 50 years, there will be more. Things will change. Things will shift. And you will need to recognize things as they are for what they are. Recognize the hardship, recognize those wars, the inflation, and take a new perspective. How can you be more positive throughout that time? That's your homework. Stay positive, stay awesome, and use this bite today to shine the light a little bit, as we said at the start, to find the light and to see things a little bit from a new perspective. So when the tough situation shows up, you embrace it with the best attitude, best positivity, and strongest emotions, which are energy, positivity, and leadership.